let's see. All right, I'm gonna record this so we can look at this. Cannot minimize Zoom. Okay, well then let's go to a different view. Oh, here we go. Sorry, guys. And okay, can you guys, let's see if you can see. All right, can you guys see the presentation? Are we good? Okay, awesome. All right, so this is, again, jab, jab, right hook. It kind of just taught me how to approach Facebook in a way that I felt more comfortable with. I had a really small audience or a small group of friends when I started out, about 500 people, and I didn't really share on social media. So with that said, so they start by talking about, you should be storytelling on Facebook. And an interesting point they made is that 1 out of every 5 page views in the United States is on Facebook. So that means 1 out of every page view on the internet, someone is on Facebook, which is just crazy. So most people are on the internet and on Facebook. It's your number 1 form of social media still today. So what Facebook does is they use EdgeRank, which is an algorithm that determines what information is, sorry guys, you guys getting feedback again? If you are not muted, can you guys press mute in the bottom corner? Let's see if I can see. Okay, perfect, yeah, just press mute and I think it's in the bottom left-hand corner. So EdgeRank is an algorithm that determines how Facebook, decides who's going to be in people's news feeds. So this is changing constantly. No one really knows, exactly what that algorithm is. But your post visibility does depend on your customer or friend engagement. So when someone likes your post, it's going to move back up in the newsfeed. When someone comments on it, when someone shares it, that Facebook considers a higher level of engagement. So when that happens, it's going to show up in more of your friends' news feeds. So right now, your posts are showing up in about 1% of your friends' news feeds. So when you feel like you're, blasting people, you also want to keep in mind that most people are not seeing those posts. Sometimes the same people are going to see them over and over again, and those are the people who are actually interacting with your post. So your friends or, as Beachbody coaches, we're all liking each other's posts, and so then you guys keep seeing, you keep seeing my post, you keep seeing your other coaches on your team's post. But that's not necessarily true for the rest of your Facebook audience. So when people like it, it's going to show up in their news feed more often, and it's going to show up in others' news feeds more often because it's going to move it back up to the top. But what that great content looks like on Facebook as opposed to some of the other platforms, they're not counting it based on your sales. It's that content that people want to share. So how do you, it's not based on going to a link and clicking through to buy something. Like that is not going to increase your engagement. So even if people, if you have your woohoo forms in your Facebook post and people are clicking them and you're getting a ton of applications, that's still not going to boost your Facebook post. So you want something that people are going to share. So that's just kind of, a short background on how is Facebook, looking at your post, sharing your post. And again, this is always changing, but as of now, it's likes, comments, shares. So, hey guys, can you, just make sure you're muted. Perfect. So what they talk about in jab, 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 right hook is you have your jab. So what is a jab? So a jab is when you are absolutely positively not trying to sell anything to anyone. you are creating content that people want to engage with and providing value to your friends, your customers, the people that are following you on Facebook. So, in this example, and this is for, a lot of my friends do the 21-day fix, and they may not do the 21-day fix with me. But so in this post, I just talked about, a container full of egg whites is equal to half a red, and 8 egg whites is actually 2 red, 1 but 2 full ones. So just trying to provide some different information. People do this. I do this through sharing recipes, through sharing other fitness tips that have absolutely nothing to do with Beachbody. So with your jabs, you're just creating that content that lets people, that people want to engage with, that people are going to find interesting and helpful in their lives. And, Beachbody does say, they encourage us to post 3 to 5 times daily and say, only one of your 3 posts needs to be about Beachbody. For me, I have found that most of my posts do revolve around Beachbody. So, this one, it is a 21-day fix thing. It is about Beachbody, but I'm not trying to sell anyone anything. I'm just trying to provide them more information. So, the 1 to 3 rule is great. For me, I feel more comfortable posting about it more often because it's just part of my life. It's just what I do. So I think I have another example. This one, they talk about there's no sale without the story and no knockout without the setup. So, again, that is just saying, just make sure, sorry guys. So that's just saying that some of our jabs should be about our story, right? So we can't make a sale without the setup. So I just posted this one the other day, and this is talking about me working outside. And, this isn't my reality yet, but that this is going to be my reality. So I'm in this post setting up the sale with my story. I'm unhappy in my current job, but I've done something about it and I found this amazing opportunity. I'm evoking emotion and I know my audience. And that's another really big thing, and something that's been a little difficult for me is figuring out my audience. So many of my friends are moms. And so they tend not to identify with me. I still seem just like the young single girl, I haven't had kids. How can I understand, the time requirements of kids, getting your body back after kids? And so that's fine. They don't relate to me. And so I've had to go out and figure out my audience. My audience are the people who are in these jobs that they don't like, and they're living a life in a 9 to 5 where they're unhappy. And so my job now with my jabs is to show them that it doesn't have to be that way. And here's how I've changed my life. Again, I'm not inviting them to a coach sneak peek. I am not, saying join my team. I'm just sharing that this is my life and this is how this opportunity is changing it. So once you've got I would say, every day I post, my goal is to post 3 times, and I usually post 3 to 4 times. And within each week, I am only advertising 2 times a week, and then maybe a blog post on a Saturday with more information about what I'm advertising. So that means I'm doing at least 13 jabs a week and only 2 of my right hooks or my invites. So you can see that I'm jabbing much more. I'm giving a lot more. I'm giving more information. My blog posts are recipes. I'm trying to provide value before I ever invite anyone to anything. So once you've got your jabs out there, that's when you do your right hook, and that's when you invite to your challenge group, and that's when you do your coaching invites. But I still, even within those right hooks, I try to remember who my market is and who my customers, who's going to identify with those posts. And this has definitely evolved over the last year. It's funny seeing my Facebook memories right now pop back up from when I first started and what I was posting. You know, I was posting a lot of pictures of products, not as many of me. And now I've realized, you know, my right hooks and my invites are, yes, I've set it up about the opportunity, but it's also about you. Wow, sorry. So in this, you know, new, sorry guys, I'm getting feedback. Can you just make sure you're muted if you just joined?
How do I mute?
Left hand, you see, sorry, bottom left hand screen. So this post, you know, I mean, these are all coaches on my team. And again, this is me, even though my main market is not stay-at-home moms, I know that that is a lot of my friends. And so I want people to know that I can identify with you and that other coaches on my team are stay-at-home moms, they are working moms, and they are succeeding in this business, and that I can help them do that. So I'm also trying to reach out to a secondary market. But definitely, you know, make sure in the beginning you really know who you're focused on before you try to reach out to too many people, or else your posts are just going to kind of be all over the place. So this was one for my new coach mentorship training. And then this is one just for one of my more recent fall fitness challenges. So in the book, he mentions story is at its best when it's not intrusive, it brings value to a platform's consumers, and when it fits in as a natural step along the customer's path to making a purchase. So tonight, for example, I did do a challenge group kind of salesy looking post. It had information on the bottom corner, you know, 30-day accountability, meal planning, information like that. And that's how I used to do them all. And if you look at someone, you know, like a Melanie Mitro, that's how she does them. She has really great like challenge group invite post. But I've also found that with a post like this, that's more native to the look of my Facebook profile. And if you scroll through my Facebook profile, you'll see like most of my photos have something written on them. I use the same app to write on them. I try to use kind of the same 2 to 3 fonts the majority of the time, so that as you scroll, you're really seeing a consistent put together product. And so this one fit more natively in my content. I think fitness is fun. I think fashion's fun. Everyone's getting so much more excited for like fall. So it's just a fun way to kind of like put on my fall clothes and get people excited. And I did have people apply to my challenge group based on this more native post. So I would encourage you to try both directions. I think in the beginning, you know, people wouldn't really understand what this was if I did this my first month in the business. After 12 months, you know, they know what my fitness groups are, more or less. And again, my jabs are, you know, some of my right hooks, like the right hook that I put up tonight was more of that challenge group invite. So not all of them are so native, but some of them are. So when you're looking at, so that's all great. So that's all native, that's in my personal page. But how do you use Facebook then to advertise? So grow, you know, once you feel like you have a handle on your personal page, posting to your personal page, you know, figuring out what that routine looks like for you, because I know it's a lot as a new coach. You know, I tell my new coaches to really focus on one thing at a time. So focus on your personal profile first. Get those posts up. Get your warm market that you already have really interested in joining you. Then I encourage people to branch out to a Facebook like page. A social user on your fan page has more potential reach than anywhere else. So you can't pay to boost your post on your personal page, but you can pay to boost your post on your like page. And what's so incredible about a sponsored post or boosting your post is that I post them, and then those posts that are getting the most interaction from people, and I see that people are interested in them, they're commenting on them, those are the ones that I decide to boost. So you already know that people are interested and that this is good. So it kind of tests out those posts for you instead of, you having to pay for something and being like, oh, is this going to work? Are people going to be interested? And I'll also say, don't always boost your right hook. Boost your jabs. So this one was a jab. This is, man, I've got a pretty awesome job, but I didn't and I asked, does anyone else love workout gear? I didn't ask anyone to join my team, right? I didn't ask them to join my sneak peek. So I think having post boosted where it just puts you in the back of their mind. One thing that Bonnie Engel, I was watching a call from her last week that she mentioned, which I thought was really interesting, is she boosts these right hooks that make people, click through to her page because they're like, oh, this could be interesting. And beneath the sponsored post, the next post is one of her right hooks. It is inviting to a challenge group, or it is inviting to a coach sneak peek. Because when people go to your page, they then normally scroll down, right? What brought you there was the first post, so they'll scroll down. So then they can see exactly what you're offering. But it doesn't seem quite as salesy because, your sponsored post, that advertisement wasn't, the billboard that was on their page. So I thought that was an interesting tip and an interesting way to think about spending without just making it feel really salesy. I'll say I've had some sponsored posts that I'm like, this is just not gaining traction. It's not. And I just stop it. You can just pause your boost post. You don't have to keep it going if you're not gaining interaction. You can try something the next day. And I average probably 10 to 12 cents per engagement. So that's pretty good. I'd say I would, if you're averaging more than 15 to 20 cents per engagement, I don't know that it's worth it. Because then it just starts getting expensive, and it really shouldn't be all that expensive. And another thing, before I started boosting my post, I did boost the actual page to get more likes. So I have about over 3,000 people who have liked my page now. And so I know that there's a market out there to actually boost my posts too, right? If you just have 100 people who like your page and they're your friends and family who like your personal page, boosting your post isn't going to help you very much. So in the beginning, I would boost my like page. Make sure you have enough content on there, that people can scroll through and see that it is value added, not that you've boosted it, 2 seconds after building it. So build it up some. Again, those jabs and giving back to people, especially on your like page. We have to provide value on your like page to keep people on there and to keep people engaged. So I'd say if you're thinking about spending money, start your like page, grow your like page audience by boosting your page, and then grow your audience engagement by boosting your posts. And then finally, just be true to who you are. So as I've gone along, I've been trying to figure this out. You are your brand, and that is what is going to attract people to you, right? This post is ridiculous. It was my phone attached to my car while I was like, driving. And I was just like, oh, this is cute. And like, I'm going to go visit my coaches. Like, this is great. And got so much interaction. It was ridiculous. And it just really reminded me that like those jabs that are not super salesy are sometimes your best jabs. I got way more interaction from this than I did from my morning workout post. So just, know who you are. And I think as a new coach, I've done it. I still do it. And I'm really trying to get away from it. Stop following everyone else. I follow, Melanie and Lindsay Matway and Bonnie Engel. And I mean, there's like a million coaches that I followed right away, and I'd see their post, and, they are top coaches for a reason. So their posts are wonderful. And, following those in the beginning is great. And it really gives you kind of a roadmap to what you should be doing. But I found myself following them too closely and not letting enough of who I am come out in my post. And so right now I've really been in the process of unfollowing a lot of those top coaches, reading my own personal development, taking inspiration from my personal development, and making those posts. Because the inspiration that I draw from personal development is because it relates to my life and where I am right now. And that's what people care about. They don't care about how I'm being inspired by Melanie Mitro, that I'm not Melanie. I don't have 2 kids. I'm not Lindsay Matway. I'm not Bonnie. We all have different paths and different stories to tell. So, in the beginning, they are fantastic, and we all need a place to start to figure out how to grow our business. But while doing that, make sure that you're figuring out who you are and what you want your brand to look like. Because if you truly are using your Facebook page as a business page, then it is a brand, and you are a brand, and you want to be proud of that, and you want people to respond to that and be excited by that. So that's kind of what I gathered from jab, 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 right hook. I've got my schedule for when I'm going to do my right hooks. I have it planned out every month at the beginning of the month. I know exactly what day I'll do my right hooks and exactly what they're for, whether it's clean eating groups, coach sneak peeks, my challenge groups. So I encourage you to really, plan that out. Think about what your month is going to look like with your groups, and plan out when you're going to do your right hooks. Your jabs, those are going to come natural, and not all your jabs should be about Beachbody. They should be about your life and your kids. And so those will come natural, but really know when you're going to put those right hooks in, so you make sure that those jabs are helping to support that. So I will stop sharing. And do you guys have questions for me, or, things to add about how you are interacting with your Facebook page and your clients, customers?
What's the app you use for your fonts on your pictures?
So I use WordSwag. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah. Well, yeah, I use WordSwag. It's the top one. Is it focusing? Yeah. These are kind of all the social media apps that I use. I use Slice to do my videos, to kind of cut my videos, and then I use Video Collage to put them in there, Photo Editor just to edit my photos. But WordSwag is like my number one.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then Spliced was the other one?
Splice. Yeah. So Splice allows you can import your videos, and it makes it really easy to because I mean, I think we're all I'm down in my basement and I press record and then run in front of the camera. So it allows me to cut off the front and the back end of it and compress it. It also allows you to add music to it. So yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's a good one. Very for
cool.
videos. Yeah. Yeah. And then I make my video collages. So a lot of times I'll do kind of a picture of myself and then 2 videos on the side, and that's just called video collage. And so that'll allow you to take the videos you made in Splice and kind of add them in there. I mean, the splice, you can just upload the one video as well, or you can kind of put it in a collage. So.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I have just wanted to say one thing. I know there's some of my brand new coaches on here. Kim, thanks for being on the call. I just wanted to clarify for everyone who may not know, Holly is talking about her Facebook personal page as well as her Facebook like page, which are two different things. And I just want to make sure, again, I know specifically one person is brand new, and I don't know how social media savvy you are, Kim, but I know I would have been like, what is this girl talking about if it was my first call? So I just wanted to clarify that. And otherwise, I agree with Holly. You need to be your own brand and, all that. But man, Holly has attacked this business from the day she started. So, if you need some inspiration, if you need just some creative ideas on how to present Beachbody in a non-salesy way, go check out her page and her personal page, because she's doing so much right. So thank you for the call, Holly. That was really informative, and be strategic, like she said. Man, that makes this business so much less overwhelming. I know some of you aren't doing your own challenge groups yet, but I post mine when I'm doing them. So you can plan, okay, if the cutoff date for that challenge group is this, I need to have my hooks on this week and this week, and that will just make your life so much easier. And I've always been, me and Holly both have that emerald personality in us. So anyways, that's all I have to say. Great job, Holly. Thank you for all of my team being on the call.
Yeah, thank you, Dara. Sorry guys. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, like Dara said, personal page and like page, focus on your personal page first, right? Do not overwhelm yourself with too much. I mean, I definitely started with my personal page first and started building that. So yeah. All right. Is that it?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying to focus on your personal page first. When do you know that you should make a like page? I don't know if you answered this, but.
Yeah, I mean, I think I started mine 2 months in. I would say start it when it won't feel completely overwhelming to you, right? I mean, there's so many things you can do in this business, but one of the worst things I think you can do is just burn yourself out completely, because you can watch training videos and you can set up Instagram and Facebook. You can get it all set up and ready to go and then just be completely burnt out after 2 months. So once you feel for me, it was just getting the pattern down of, okay, I've got my post going and now I can add this one more thing to the plate. I mean, if you feel like you're ready to add it, then I would add it in. I mean, for you, Amber, you've been so strong. You could definitely. And your community on your personal page also really seems to be responding to your post. And so I don't think starting a like page, it wouldn't be like a shock to people, right? You've established yourself.
I know I've been
health and fitness.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing it. So yeah. I'm not computer or Facebook savvy at all. So I'm glad that you had this call.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing, I'm in the middle of Amy Porterfield's Profit Lab, which is this kind of long Facebook training about how to best advertise and grow email lists. It's a little crazy and overwhelming, but I am going to try to dissect that and have another call just about advertising on your like page and Facebook. So, that's down the road for those of you who do have like pages or are interested in that. That is, something I am planning on doing soon. So, yes.
Cool. Thanks, Holly.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for calling in. I really appreciate it. And what is tonight, Wednesday? Have a wonderful Wednesday night, guys. Bye.